Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to run you through the chatbot which I have created for a specific online store. Okay, so in this particular chatbot is very useful for any online store, wherein when customer asks for any query related to the online store, it might be related to the order, it might be related to the refund question or anything it can be, right? So these kind of queries will be answered by this particular chatbot agent. So I have used N8N workflow to create this particular agent. Let me just tell you like how this AI agent chatbot will work. Whenever user visits this particular website and if he asks any query related to the store, the chatbot is able to answer specific query, right? So if either user asks any very complex issues or complex questions, so chatbot may not be able to answer on that particular occasion. So what will happen is this chatbot will trigger a email message to the support agent, that is a human agent, wherein customer support agent can assist via email as well. So that is how this chatbot will work. So this will be very useful to interact with the customer and retain the customer as well. So this is a very powerful marketing tool what we can use in the any online store which we want to uh, build the business. I'll just quickly show you the demo of this particular chatbot. So this is a site where I have implemented the chatbot. So here there is a widget of the chatbot. So I'll just open this chatbot. Okay, I'll just initiate the chat right now. So this is a chat window. Here I'll just type my question. Hi, I want to know about the delivery timeline, right? So it will ask the counter question over here. So it will ask for the name, email and phone number. So I'll just enter my name. So I'll just type random email over here and phone number. Right, so now chatbot will process the data and it will give the answer from its knowledge base. So I'll just tell you like in the when I'm running through the workflow, I'll just tell you from where the knowledge base is located. So what I have done was I have integrated the knowledge base to Google Doc file. So from there this information will be retrieved and it will be given to the user as well. So AI won't be able to take it from internet. So specific questions, we need to feed in the data, the Google Doc or the knowledge base to it. Based on that particular knowledge base, it is able to fetch the data. So this whatever answer you are seeing, it will be taken from the FAQ tool knowledge base. So now this is a specific question which is very generic, and I had asked the question which is already there in the FAQ knowledge base. Right now, now user wants to go even more deeper and he wants to ask very specific question. So this AI agent won't be able to answer in such scenario. So in those scenarios we want to trigger those queries to the customer support agent, which the human intervention is needed, wherein human will answer that specific query in over the email itself. Right, so what will happen is if some user asks any very complex question or a very specific question where human intervention is needed, so those messages will be triggered to the customer support agent in the form of email. Okay, and also to not to miss that particular query from the even in the email also, we have created a separate Google Sheet spreadsheet wherein every query specific chat will be added in the Google Sheet itself, so that the customer support agent can look into the exact query from the Google Sheet also. And even if some customer is interested to purchase the product, so he can retarget that particular customer and sell the product by giving more discount also. So there will be multiple scenario. So this is a very useful tool for any e-commerce owner. Okay, anyways, coming to this next step. So this now customer wants to ask a very specific question. Where is my order exactly now? It's been 20, it's been 10 days since I placed the order. Here is my order ID, right? So this is the this question may it might not be able to answer. So it will ask the name and email and phone number again, just to confirm that. So I'll just type name. Let's type the same name, email, and address again. Right. So it has mentioned that, so after giving the information, it mentioned that I can help with general guide, but for specific regarding your order status, I will escalate this issue to our customer support team, who can provide you with the exact location of your order. I'll send an email to them with your order details and order ID. One moment, please. Okay. So once you mention okay, so now it is processing the data and sending out the email as well. Successfully escalated your inquiry support team. There will be in touch shortly regarding your accelerator. If you have some more question, no, it was. Now we need to close the chat. Okay, no, thanks. Right, right. So now I'll show you the where the mail has been the triggered email. So I'll go to my support email. So here you can see I have received the email from the saying that customer name Harshit. This is the email ID and this is the phone number. Customer is inquiring exact location of their order ID. So the same order ID has been mentioned, right? So which has not been delivered even after 10 days since placement. Okay, so now exact chat summary, also the information of the customer we have received over the email. Now from here the consumer support agent can take the uh, conversation ahead and interact with the customer. So this is one step. Second thing is, as I mentioned, this data will be also stored in the database as well. So our database is Google Sheet. So here you can see the latest data which has come in. So customer name, and was the email ID, this was the phone number. Look at the chat summary. Customer contact support regarding delivery timely, inquire about the order status. So everything has been mentioned over here. So now here, from here, the customer support agent can take it forward. Okay. So this is how the flow works, so that you will not miss any customer queries. Now let's go back to the our chatbot agent. So I'll just run you through the entire workflow how this chatbot agent has been created. Okay, so this is the self-hosted N8N platform. So over here, I have started with the node called chat trigger. I have selected this node chat trigger. So over here I have done few changes in the chat trigger. So here I have selected make chat publicly available, since I want to integrate this particular chat widget in my website. So I have to enable this option, and in the mode I need to select embedded chat. Okay, so once this embedded chat has been selected, now you need to integrate this particular chatbot in your uh, WooCommerce website as well. So what I'll do is I'll just show you how this thing will work. So what you need to do is you need to click on this instruction link, navigate to the bottom, and here you will be able to see the CDN embed HTML tag, right? So you need to copy whole code of this one and go to the backend of the your website. It can be anything. In my case, it is WooCommerce. It is a WordPress website. So what I'll do is I'll just go to the appearance section, click on theme file editor, and go to themes footer.php. Over here, before the closing of the footer, I'll just add that script over here. Okay. Now one thing you need to do is you need to replace this particular placeholder with the uh, webhook URL. So where you will find the webhook URL, so you go back to your N8N workflow. Here you will be able to see the chat URL. Copy this URL, come back to the theme editor file and paste that link over here and click on update file. Now the chatbot widget will be displayed over here. Okay, now let's power up this chatbot with the AI agent. Okay, so the next step would be integrating AI agent. So I'll just go back again. Over here you can see the AI agent has been added over here. So this AI agent is powered up with the OpenAI chat model. Okay, and I also have given some instructions. So let me just show you the instruction what I've created. Okay, once you have added the AI agent node, so here there will be a option of parameter called source of prompt. So define, always select define below, and you need to just copy and drag and drop this chat input over here. Okay, so that this is a prompt user message. Now from here the conversation will be continued. Okay, so to enter the prompt, so what you need to do is you need to click on system message, right? So how do you do? So there will be option when you click on add option, there will be option called system message. I have already selected, so that is why I'm not able to see it again. Okay, so I have selected system message. I have added entire prompt over here. Now let me zoom in and show it to you. So this is the prompt provided for every step. Um, so over here in this step, I am asking about the email, phone number, and the name as well. And once the customer replies, so we'll take the forward, we chat forward, and it will greet the customer very proficiently, and ask for their query. Based on their query, the FAQ tool will be triggered, and this agent will go through the document of the knowledge base, that is the FAQ tool, and here it will retrieve the information and give it to the user. So that's how the flow works over here. So as I mentioned earlier, the FAQ tool Google Doc file, knowledge base file, is having only very general queries. So only that is able to answer. Remaining answer will be sent to the customer support agent. Okay, and that's what escalation process. If the complex issues is there, is send the email tool to the customer support agent. Similarly, there are some response limitations for this particular chatbot, so have it mentioned over here. And as I mentioned, data storage. So once the chat is completed, the whole chat will be with the summary will be added in the Google Sheet spreadsheet which I showed earlier. So that's how the prompt has been designed right now. So what I'll do, once I enter the system message, I'll go back again to the canvas. So over here, the next thing what we need to add is, this is important, so we need to add a simple memory as well. So why memory is required? So now, after once the chat is initiated, the session will be running over there. So now to keep a track of the previous query what user has asked in that same chat window with that session ID itself, so we need a memory for that. So I have implemented a simple memory, so there will be a plus icon, so you need to select simple memory for that, right? Simple memory node you have to select. Once you select that thing, you need to fill in all the informations. So this is the same thing, you need to drag and drop the session ID over here. Okay, so this will be pasted over here. Once you're done with that process, next thing is you need to attach the tool. As I mentioned, first step would be if the query is very generic, so that can be retrieved from the FAQ documentation. So what I did was I integrated this AI agent with the FAQ document as well. Okay, so this is the FAQ document. Now let me just open this. So here I have integrated the Google Doc node itself. So how do I integrate Google Doc node? So I just search for Google Doc, and I'll enter this one and link that particular thing over here. So I have already done that. So I'll just open this. First, you need to connect your Google Doc API as well, right? So I'll just quickly show you how does that look like. So once you log into the Cloud Console, you need to generate client ID and client secret. Okay, and you need to enter over here. Then you need to select set automatically option, and get is the operation you need to select because you are reading the data. So you need to get that Google Doc file. Okay, so you need to enter the Google Doc ID over here. So you will find the ID over here from here, right? Oh, copy that ID and paste it over here, and done. That's all. Once that is done, now whenever there is a query, very generic query, automatically agent will, as I given already a system prompt over there, agent will fetch the data from FAQ tool. If that data is not present, if that there is a human intervention is needed, it will trigger an email to the owner of the website or the customer support agent. Okay, so how do I do that? So I need to set up an email tool as well now. So what I'll do is I'll just click on plus again. So I'll just select Gmail tool over here. I'll open this. Similar way, you need to connect your Gmail API as well. How do I do that? Same way I just showed in the Google Doc. You just need one small change would be you need to enable Gmail API. Over there I have added Google Doc API. right? So that's how it works. Okay, once you set up with the Gmail API account, now we need to set up a trigger email as well. So operation send will be the operation, so that will be multiple option. Now we want to trigger email, that's why we have to select the send operation. Then select the two email ID also, to which email ID the email has to be triggered. Right, I have added the email ID of the website, and subject line I can modify accordingly, but I'm just keeping it new support request. So if you want to add a customer name or anything, even that can be retrieved from the previous step as well. Right now I am not executing this thing, so otherwise if I execute this thing, I'm able to see the names over here. I can just copy I mean the name field or the email or anything, right? So I can just drag and drop to the subject line. Email type, we just select HTML. Okay, now for the message, right? So you need not specify any parameter over here. You can just click on automatically fetched from the chat model itself. So the AI agent is smart enough, since it is integrated with the OpenAI. It is smart enough to understand the message, what type of content is there in the message. If there is a field about name, email, it is able to understand. So if there is a specific query, it is able to understand. I'll just go back to the canvas again. Now I've set up all these four nodes. Now at last we need to set up a store data Google Sheet as well. Okay, so this how this has to be integrated. Similar way, you need to have a Google Sheet API. Initially we used Google Doc API and Gmail API. Now same way you need to create a Google Sheet API over there, and your account credentials will be created. Once you create that, here the operation should be, so you have to select and set automatically sheet within document and append row. Always select append row. Why? Because it will keep on adding row as well. Append or update row also you can select, because if you want to do any changes in existing row, so you can select that also. But here I'll select append row, so that every new session chat is triggered, so that conversation has been completed, so that will be added in the every new rows. Okay, so here I'll just select the specific sheet. So I want to enter the data right in that sheet, that's why I need to select a document and what sheet name and what are the values to be sent over here. So I am, for the ID I mentioned session ID, date I mentioned today. For the name, again as I mentioned, this AI chatbot is very smart enough to understand what is the what is the name, what is the email, what is the phone number, and what is the chat summary as well. So I have directly selected let the model figure out. So defined automatically by the model. Model will figure out the what are those details are, and it will be added in the Google Sheet in the specific column. Okay, so that's how the customer details has been captured, and this is how the workflow looks like. Thank you.